Hello. Hello, good afternoon. Hope everybody's having a good morning, a good first day back in school if you're already back. Can I just ask everybody to type yes in the chat, please, just to make sure that you can hear me okay before I start? So you can just use the YouTube chat. Okay, one yes. So I'm gonna guess that it's working for everybody. Oh yeah, there you go. Now the yes, cool. So we're just gonna show you a little bit about Seneca in general. So thank you all for joining. There will be more of these webinars. We'll be doing them daily. So at noon and at 4 p.m. every day between today and the 17th of September. So please join us. And if your colleagues would like to know more about Seneca, you can send them the link so they can join as well. You'll all be on YouTube, you'll all be live, you'll all be with interactions in the chat. So make sure that you share with your colleagues so that more people can know about Seneca and get the most out of it on this upcoming academic year. So my name is Flavia. You may have heard from me in some emails, perhaps, but I am currently the chief scientist at Seneca, and I'll be showing you the first steps on how to use Seneca, some of our new features, some of our main features, a little bit about how the student platform works, because there are a lot of teachers, even the ones who use Seneca a lot, that don't really know how the actual course works, how the actual material works, and why Seneca is so good to help with learning and engagement of your students. So let me start by sharing my screen. Okay. So I'm going to start by the single sign-on. So one really cool feature that we have now, it's not super new, but it's new-ish, is the fact that you and your students can join Seneca now using Google or using Microsoft Teams. So you don't, if you are a Google Classroom school or Microsoft Teams school, you or your students do not need to use email and password anymore. And that's really, really good because students always type their email wrong or they forget the password and they come up with a new account and then they have multiple accounts doing the homework at the same time and then it doesn't sync with your report. So it's a bit of chaos. But if they use these options, then it's much easier. So for example, if you click on continue with Google here, it will open this pop-up with all of the Google accounts that are registered on his or her device. And it's really easy. You just have to click on the school account and that's it. So all the syncing, everything happens directly there. So that's much easier. So I definitely recommend if your students have a Google or a Teams account to use those options to avoid any problems. But if they don't, then that's no problem at all because Seneca still works with the normal email. So any so now coming to the teacher platform, there are a few new features that I want to share with you. So one of them is progress. Actually, let me start from the beginning because I'm sure there are some new teachers here who haven't used Seneca before. So let's start from the beginning. With Seneca, the idea here is that you can use formative assessment to make sure that your students are making the most out of their content and are progressing the right way. So the way Seneca works is that we have this set of assignments, hundreds, thousands actually of assignments. They are all based on cognitive science, on data science, they're all gamified, all interactive, all self-marking. And then they help students to learn better and to get more engaged with the content. And at the same time, everything is marked for you and you receive this very detailed report to know exactly how each of your students is progressing on that content. So as a new teacher, what you do here is very easy. You just create a class. You can create as many classes as you want. Then you go in that class. So I'm just going to create one here for you to see. I'm going to call it year 7, year 7 biology. Create class. And then the next step that you have to do is to add courses. So you basically have to tell Seneca what you're teaching because we have currently 1,400 courses. So you just need to filter them out. So you're gonna click on Add Courses here, and it will show you the list of everything that we have available. Like I said, it's 1400, so it's pretty hard to find things. So you're gonna use the filter on the left-hand side here. So let's say you are teaching GCSE and you are teaching biology. Is more specific. On the ones that you want and click on Add Courses. Okay, now you have your 3 courses, and then the next thing that you want to do is set the assignments to your students. So you do not have to worry about importing your class list from one place to the other. You do not have to worry about typing students' emails, typing students' names, anything. All you have to do is share the assignment. Once students click on that link, they will automatically enter your class. They will automatically be taken to the assignment. And as soon as they complete it, you will see the report in real time. Okay, so to set the assignment, you just click on Add Assignment here. If you selected more than one subject, you ask you which one. And then you will open this list of everything that we have available. So you can see that it's organized according to the exam board specifications. And each of those here is a different assignment that you can just set to your students. It's really easy. You just click to select. If you want, you can preview some of them as well. So if you click on preview, you get to see what they look like. And that's a new feature too. So, back in the day, you have to go through it as a student and go question by question, answer by answer, which take a lot of time. But now you don't have to anymore because you just see this very nice preview of the content. You can still try as a student if you want to, but you don't really have to because you can already see everything here, including our GIFs. You close when you're happy with it, select the ones that you want. It shows you on average how long it's going to take students to complete the assignment. So you just go on Assign, and then you just fill out the form. So I don't remember what I selected anymore, so I'm just going to call it dog GIF. And then you choose the start date, the due date, create, and that's done. So that's literally everything that you have to do. And then you just share the assignment with your students. Again, if your school uses Google Classroom or Microsoft Teams, all you have to do is click on one of them. So let's say that you use Google Classroom, you click here, and you will immediately open your Google Classroom account. All you have to do is select the class. It fills everything in for you. And then you just hit Assign once it loads. Yep, Assign, done. So that's it. Now all you have to do is wait until your students finish the assignment, so you get to see their full reports on Seneca as well. I'm gonna stop talking for a moment and see if anybody has any comments right now or any questions. So I'm just gonna wait 30 seconds here and see if anybody has any questions before I continue to the next step, which is the reports. And then I'm going to show you the student platform as well, so you know a bit about our methodology as well. So I'm going to count till 30 in my head. If you have any questions, type them in the chat and answer them. It can be any question. It can be questions about also anything that you have used Seneca before, but you had a question. Or yeah, it doesn't have to be exactly about what I just showed you here. Oh, there you go. So the question is, I'm going to put it on the screen. How do you invite students who are not on Google Classroom? That's actually a very good question. So you do not have to use Google Classroom. Google Classroom is an option, but you don't have to. So if your students do not have Google Classroom, that's totally fine. I'm going to go back to my screen share to show you. Sorry, clicked on something different. There you go. So let's say that you want to set the assignment to students and your students do not have Google Classroom or Teams. It's very okay. You're just going to do the same steps. So you're going to add assignments, click on the subject that you want, select the ones that you want, assign, give it a name, start date, due date, create, And then here, instead of clicking on those two options, you can share that link via email. So if you click here, it's going to open your email, and then you can send them, or you can copy and paste this link anywhere. So for example, I could copy that link. Actually, this is my test account. I'm going to show you as an example on my real account. And then for example, I just did that for YouTube, but you can do anywhere. As long as students click on the link, it will work. It doesn't matter how the link is received. As long as they click on the link, they will automatically be entered into your class and have access to the assignments. So that's the link, but you don't even have to share the link if you don't want to, because students can see all of their assignments on their main page. So for that, they'll have to already be signed up to Seneca, but it's really easy to sign up. They just go on senecalearning.com. Change to UK here. So they just go on senecalearning.com, click on sign up, and then sign up. And once they are there on the teacher platform, sorry, on the student platform, then all they have to do to find your assignments is click on classes and assignments, and that's where they will be. So they don't even have to click on the link. The link is an extra option because it's much easier. But if you don't want to use the link, that's no problem at all. All your students have to do is go on Seneca, classes and assignments, and see what's up on upcoming assignments. Okay, let's see if there's any new question. Hang on. Yeah, Mr. Buxton, what's different about premium account? That's a good question. I'm gonna leave that to the end so I can finish the free features first. And to use Seneca for the first time, which website do you go to? Yeah, just Seneca Learning. So senecalearning.com. I'll type that in the chat, senecalearning.com. But I mean, we're pretty big right now. So I guess if you just Google Seneca, you're probably gonna find us on the first result as well. If you don't know it by now, Seneca has 6 million users, which is awesome. So probably the first result on Google. So Andrew is asking, I don't know if my organization has a subscription. Are all the features you're demonstrating free? Yes, everything that I'm talking about is free. Because somebody asked about premium, I'm going to show you the difference in the end, but everything. So Seneca, the idea of Seneca is that we want to make education fun and available to everybody. So our free product, our mission is to have our free product to be better than any other paid products that you can find. And then we also have the paid version because we need to keep the things going. So we need money to make sure that the free version also keeps existing. But everything that I'm showing you here is free. And then in the end, I'm going to show you a little bit of the paid features as well. Okay, people liking the new preview, that's good. And then another question here. I thought the positive points of Seneca was that it directs a student to the next assignment based on their strengths and weakness. Yes, it does that. So that's what I'm going to show you when I'll go to the student platform. So these are really good questions. So thank you for asking them. Keep asking them. I'm going to get back to my screen share and show you the report. So how you access Seneca, the reports about your students. Then I'll go to the student platform and show you how this methodology, this intelligent working. And then I'll tell you about the premium features because you want to know about them. So let me get back to here. All right, so let's say that you have already set your assignment, students have completed the assignment. So for you to see what's going on with your assignment, with your students, you go on classes, you enter the class that you want to check. And then you have a few options here in terms of how to access the report, and it's all free for now. So answering the questions, everything is free for now. For now, as in what I'm telling you is free. I'm going to show you the premium features in the end. But if you click on assignments, then you have the assignments that you have set, the ones that are still open or the ones that you have set in the past. You click on the assignments that you want to check, and then this is where you'll find your students' report. Okay, so you can order them by first name, last name, completed or incomplete, how long it took them to complete them, the average, and then the score on each assignment. And the even better thing here is that you have different metrics. So I really like that because, like I said, the aim of Seneca is being a learning tool, a formative assessment tool. So you can look into students' most recent attempt, first, best, worst, average, number of attempts, how long they spent on each topic. So that's really good. It's very topic, and then make you assessment because it allows you to keep track of your students' progress during the process instead of only in the end and then having to go back and fix things instead of adjusting during the learning path. You can download it if you want. And so that's the first layer of report. So you get to see how each of students did on each assignment. But then we have one layer more, which is insights. And then on insights, instead of seeing assignment per assignment, you can see everything at the same time. So basically, you still have the same metrics. You can select different time periods. So you can select just one term or a whole semester or 1 week, whatever you want. But you can select sections. So you can select everything within the course, or you can select a chapter. And then it, regardless of whether students completed that as part of an assignment or they completed that autonomously, you're gonna see their statistics here. Okay. So again, if your students have done more than one attempt, number of attempts, then you get to see their progress. You get to see how well they did on the first time they tried and the most recent one, or the best and the average, and you can use however you want that information for your records. And then we have another layer here, which is progress. And by progress, we mean that you can download, you can generate a report for more than one class at the same time. So it's like one layer above. So you get to select multiple classes and then generate this spreadsheet report about all of your students at the same time. Right? Oh, and there's one more thing that is a brand new feature, is that you can now archive classes. So let's say they used Seneca last year, and you don't really need those classes anymore because you have new classes now, but you don't want to delete them because the data might still be useful. So what you can do is click on that class and archive it. So you'll still be here, but not on your main screen. To find it, you go on archived classes, and you can always unarchive it and bring it back to the front screen if you want to. Okay, so that's all for the teacher platform. Again, all of this is free. I'm going to show you a little bit about the student platform and then the premium features in the end. Let me just see if there are any questions. No, I think so far so good, but I'm going to wait 15 seconds, see if anybody has any question about the reports. If not, I'll move on to the student platform. Yeah, so that is very true. There was a lot of time that you had to spend in the past going through question by question. So now it's really easy to set your assignments. Okay, so I think no more questions about the report. So let me show you the student view now. All right, so this is the teacher platform. If you want to go to the student view, all you have to do is click on student platform. And if you want to go back to the teacher platform, you click on back to teacher platform. We make Seneca really intuitive, or we try to make it very intuitive. So just have to look for where things say on the screen. And then if you want to go back to teacher platform, click on where it says back to teacher platform. Okay, so student platform, you have 3 options here. So on home, they get to see their main thing. So the main statistics, the courses they have studied recently, the memory policy, which is a type of gamification. So the more students study, the more memories they go and unblock or unlock. and that is something that they like. So they get to go all the way to 649. We always adding more. So it's just something to keep them motivating. This is where they'll see their memories. And we also have leaderboard where they can choose a fake name, anonymous name, and then compete with people all over the world who are also studying those courses on Seneca. So again, it's another way to keep them motivated and engaged. And here on courses, that's where students can be autonomous. So if you go on courses and if you want to, you to be more independent and work by themselves as well, just waiting for you to tell them what to do. And also for review just before the exam. So if they're doing their final 2 months revision, they can also do that independently on Seneca. And then here on classes and assignments, that's where they will see the classes that they belong to, the upcoming assignments and the past assignments, and all they have to do is click go or continue, and they will be taken to the assignment. So I'm gonna show you one of the courses here. I'm just gonna do this one because it's the first one, but the methodology is basically the same for all of the courses. So this is what we call the classroom. This is where learning actually works on Seneca. And the way it works is that we have all of the spec points here. So again, it's the same thing that you see when you are previewing the assignments, but here's for the students. They can click on anything that they want, or they can go on this one and see the assignments that you have set to them. So I'm gonna click on any of them here just to show you. Let's go for that one. We work with active methodologies. That is pretty big. We work with active methodologies and we work with cognitive science. So we don't want students to be passively absorbing content. We want them to use retrieval practice. We want them to practice, answer questions, bring information back to mind, because that is the best way that you learn, according to neuroscience. So what we do here, we bring the main topics, the main information about each of the topics. We always use images, diagrams, photographs, because that's part of dual coding. So it helps the brain to process information if you combine words with visual information. So that's what we do here. The students can change the typing speed if they want it very fast or very slow, or just nothing. And then once they finish reading the bite-sized information, they click on continue, and then we'll have questions. We have several types of questions. They can be fill in the blank questions, type questions, multiple choice questions, mind map questions. There's all sort of types of questions, and it's all marked immediately. So the moment that I answer something, I know whether that was right or wrong. I know what would be the correct answer. And then going back to that question that was asked before, Seneca has a smart algorithm that keeps track of each answer of each student in real time and selects the next question based on that. So if everybody in this room here, in this virtual room, completed that same immune system assignment, we will be seeing different questions in a different order, because the algorithm understands in which topic we need to keep working on, which topic we have mastered, and then it optimizes the learning path for each of your students independently. So it's a really, really good way to help you differentiate between students. This one, I'm obviously not trying to answer them correctly. I'm just clicking on things. But basically, then you get to see a little bit more of content, and then you get to see questions. So this one, you have to fix the question. There's something wrong with that question, and you have to fix. We use a lot of GIFs. I don't know if this particular section there will be GIFs, but we try to use a lot of GIFs to make it more entertaining, more engaging, more fun for students. So students just like using Seneca. You can see it's all very engaging, very interactive. It works on phones, it works on tablets, it works on laptops, just anywhere. And yeah, that's basically it. And once students are done, then they will see I'm just gonna get to the end and show you. So like I showed you a GIF. And then what's going on here, that's a detail that most students don't know about it, but I think it's pretty clever, is that if I get something wrong, I move on the progress bar just a little bit. And if I get something right, I move a lot more. So this is to avoid students just guessing, like I'm doing here, because it's going to take them even longer to finish the assignment. If they actually think and try to get the correct answer, then this moves a lot faster and they finish the assignment quicker, because Seneca will be able to identify that they have mastered the content. If they just guessing and guessing everything wrong, then Seneca will be like, you don't know this yet, let's keep practicing a little bit more. Okay, so in the end, you get your memory, you select, and then you immediately see how well or how bad, in this case, you did. You have the option to retry that again to improve your grade. To want. Okay, so that's the student platform. So I'm gonna give it another few seconds to see if anybody has any questions, and then if not, I'll just show you what we have extra as premium features as well. So let me go there. Okay, so question, are all the questions multiple choice questions? No, we have different types of questions. Not all of them are multiple choice questions. So that's okay. So Andrew is asking good questions here. So if the algorithm gives everyone different questions based on the responses, how do the reports show the like-for-like data? You mean like actually ranking students who did better than who? It's still the same topic. It's still, in this case, immune responses or T cells or whatever topics, and they are very small topics. So you saw that each section that you select is usually between 3 to 5 minutes to complete. So it's still a very defined topic, so you can still see how well each students are doing. But like I said in the beginning, the aim of Seneca is not to be summative assessments, not to be an exam. It's not an exam. It's a way for students to learn better. And the way that they learn better is by having gamification, cognitive science, and optimization, differentiation working for them. So that's what we try to do here. You can still set them exams. So if you want there, you know exactly who is doing better than who, you can still set them exams, but that's not the aim here. The aim here is to help them learn better, and that's why we do that optimization. Another question from Andrew. How do you control what students are working on at any time? You don't. Students can be independent. You can tell your students to not do anything else, unless, like if it's not the thing that you said them to do, that's fine. You're the teacher, you can tell them to do that. But we always want to give students the options to do things independently and autonomously as well. We don't want students to be dependent on their teachers telling them what to do all the time. We want them to be able to study by themselves. You know, if they're looking into the T cells and they go like, actually, this is really interesting, I'm gonna keep looking because I want to know more about the immune system, go, be my guest, go and study, and Seneca will help them study that the best way possible. But you will see what they did, right? So that's the important thing. So remember when I showed you the reports, when you click on assignments, you only see the actual assignments that you set. But if you click on insights, you can see everything that that student has done, regardless if it was an assignment or not. So you cannot block them from doing extra, but you can see exactly what they did. So that's all right. What is the memory thing you choose in the end? The memory thing is part of the memory palace. So it's a very, you know, Sherlock Holmes or even the series, the BBC series. He does that, the memory palace. He stores information in different places, virtual places, and that helps them to remember the information later on. So we use the memory palace as an extra way to help students remember the information, but also because it's fun. It's like a sticker book. The more they study, the more stickers they get. Is there an option for students to listen to text? Unfortunately, not at the moment. So that's a very good suggestion. That's something that I hope we get to do soon. But at the moment, we don't have the listen to text option, but you do get the option to make the words go very slowly. So if your students select the 0.5 speed, then they really get word by word. So that I've been told by teachers that work with special education needs that helps. But yeah, we don't have the read out loud option yet. Yeah, but the slow text helps. And also the good thing about Seneca is that it's all self-paced. So if they need more time to read or to think about things or to process, they will have the time because the next question only pops up when they click continue. So that is a helpful thing. Year 7 biology, yeah, I believe so. I don't know all of our 1,400 courses off top of my head, but I believe so. If you go on Seneca, then you've got to see everything that we have available. Okay, so that's already been 30 minutes, so I'm just gonna quickly tell you a little bit about the premium features, but there will be another webinar for today and then every day for the next 2 weeks. The main thing on the premium features is that we have more content and more features. So in terms of content, we have, so let me actually share my screen again, then I can show you. So if you go on add courses, you'll see here that we have 594 free courses and 837 premium courses. All the content that they need to know, everything that comes on the AQA, OCR, etc. specs is part of the free content. So everything they need is on the free content, but we do have the premium content, which are different methodologies and mostly exam preparation stuff. So if you go on the type of course here, then we have predicted papers, which is exactly there. So we help students to prepare for the next exam by knowing what kind of things they usually get asked. We have summer accelerator for students who are just trying to catch up with things from last year to start the upcoming year. We have hardest questions for students who are already doing very well and want to be challenged even further. We have hyperlearning and hyper flashcards, which are just more fast-paced, more fun methodologies for them to go, like if they're on the bus, they can do that very quickly. It's just a very fun way to keep learning. Premium knowledge is also for students who are aiming at 8 or 9 on the exams, and 4 to 5 boosters are for students who are just trying to get the pass grades, so 4 to 5. So all of those are premium courses. And then if you are studying something, then we also have premium learning modes, what we call. So if I go on one of my courses here, then I showed you that you have the books here where they can access everything that they want. This one shows them the assignments that you have set. And then here we have wrong answers and smart learning mode. So those two are premium features. So with wrong answers, students are able to revise only the ones that they got wrong the first time. So instead of having to redo the whole section, they only redo the ones that they got wrong the first time. And this is the smart learning mode, which will make recommendations and will help to guide them, especially if they are studying independently. So we'll take into account everything that each student has done in the past, so their own data, and then make recommendations of what to study and when to study. So that will be using not only retrieval practice, but also spacing and interleaving to come up with the optimal study schedule for each of your students. And then on the teacher platform, if your school, so that's if a student buys independently, they own buy their own premium, but the school can also purchase premium for all the students. And the main benefit of that is that you have MIS integration. So if you use Sims or Arbor or any of those other systems, then we can integrate with Seneca. And then instead of you having to open class, send link, wait for your students to join, all of that, then all of your classes are already here. So the moment that you log in, you're already gonna have all of your classes with all of your students ready to go. That again avoids students to have to type their own email. It avoids you having to wait for them to do that. It's all done for you. It's all synced. And because it's all synced with your MIS system, when you download the progress reports, they will be more insightful, let's call it that way, because we will know which of your students are pupil premium, free school meals, English as second language, etc. So we'll be able to show you how each target group is behaving on Seneca. That's the main thing. But if you click on what is premium, you'll be able to see more details. And if you have any questions about any of the free stuff or any of the premium stuff, just get in touch with me and I'll answer them straight away. Okay, so there are a few more questions. So can you set work to an individual student instead of the whole class? Yes, you can do that. So when you already have your students in your class, when you click on set assignments, you'll see the list of students, and then you can select only the ones that you want. You don't have to set them to everybody at the same time. Is it possible to set assignments by date for the forthcoming term? Yes, it is. So once you are setting the assignments, you get the date option and you can pre-plan them for later. That's totally fine. You can already leave them pre-programmed for the future. We do have A level, so we have content from primary to A level. I'm not being able to answer because it will depend on how many students you are buying for. So get in touch with me and I'll forward you to my colleague who works on the premium side of things, and I will be able to give you a quote depending on the size of your school and how many subjects will be using Seneca. Okay, we're 6 minutes above, but that's fine because you had questions, which is great. Questions are good. We like questions, so I'm gonna stop now, and then please get your colleagues to come at 4 and on the next days so that we can help as many teachers as possible to use Seneca in this new academic year. So, and give it a like on the video so you can find it in the future. If you ever need to get back to this presentation, just like the video, and then it'll be very easy for you to find it on your own YouTube. Okay, so thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.